In the vibrant mosaic of Montreal's music scene, few figures stand out quite like Fatima Wilson, a musician, educator, and advocate. Fatima's story started as the youngest child in a Trinidadian household with steelpan melodies echoing through the walls. What began as a childlike curiosity led her to become one of the city's most sought-after steelpan performers and educators. Beyond the notes, Fatima breathes life into each performance, whether she's on stage or in the classroom, where she empowers young minds, including students with special needs. Today, we're thrilled to dive into the journey of a woman who brings rhythm and resilience to the forefront. Let's explore the heartbeat of Montreal's steelpan culture with the one and only Fatima Wilson. So Fatima, welcome to the Beyond February podcast. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's so awesome to see you again.
Likewise.
I feel like I've seen you all summer, which has been our summer. I like to call it. You know what I mean?
Again.
Yeah, but you know what? It's good to have you on the Beyond February podcast to highlight you.
Thank you for having me.
Exactly. So how are you feeling today?
I'm well.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes.
I like the chill.
You do?
Yes, I do. Because I get heated too fast. So I'm just like, bring it on.
I find it a little too cold, but it's okay. It's okay, Fatima.
It's going to get a little colder.
You know, we have to agree to disagree on some things in November. But anyway, so we're going to jump right into it. So basically, you practically grew up with a steelpan in your hand, right? What's your earliest memory of playing, and what did it feel like to master your first song?
My earliest memory was we lived in a townhouse in the West Island, and going downstairs in the basement, because we had our pans in the basement, my father was teaching the siblings, the older siblings, and I would watch from a distance. You know, I wasn't playing as yet, and then I would be going after the practice was done. I would go and play, you know, and see and try to mimic what I saw my older siblings doing. So that's what my father used to tell me. That's why my father did tell me that I would be able to go and take what I saw one of my siblings do on the soprano, which was the lead pan, and play it on the bass, play the same phrase on the tenor, play the same phrase on the alto. So nice. I think that's where he was like, got her.
Your dad knew what he was doing. So tell me something. Let's ask this question. So if steelpan were a food, right? Like a dish, what would it taste like and why?
Oh, sweet.
It would taste sweet?
Sweet and a bit of sour.
Okay.
Oh, God. Lord of mercy.
What a question, eh?
What a question. Just everything nice. Sweet and everything nice.
Okay, I love that. Okay, I love that. And what's something about steelpan that most people don't know, but would find actually fascinating?
I mean, even when I get hired for any kind of performances, I think a lot of people are focused on, it's like a loud instrument, but they don't understand how versatile it is. And I mean, I play for every kind of event, funerals. Right. So I play hymns. I play for basically it is so versatile. It could be used for anything. You could play rock music. It could, it can go those ways. So a lot of people need to understand it's not just calypso, which is beautiful, soca beautiful, but you have jazz, you have ballad, you have classic, bring the instrument out so you can see what it can actually do.
Of course, I love that. And tell us about a memorable moment with a student that left a lasting impact on you.
Oh man, I have a lot of them. It's just being able to be part of their lives. You're going to make me tear. Don't do that. These questions.
I'm going to try.
You know what it is? It's I'm very honored to be doing this and with the students. I mean, I think one of the schools I teach in is John Grant, right? A high school, which is a school for students with learning disabilities. They're on the spectrum. And a lot of the students, some of them nonverbal in my class, and for them to see them being able to pick up what I'm giving them, right? So I obviously have to do it in a way where now it could be resonated with everybody differently because everybody learns differently, especially at this school, particular school. So for to see the result afterwards, it's a very humbling, rewarding, just an overall, but just being able to do this is, I wouldn't ask for anything else.
I love that. I love that. And what's one thing that Trinidadian culture has given you that you feel Montreal should embrace a little bit more?
I mean, culture, you know what I mean? But the fact that we've been running the steelpan program in Montreal for 33 years. So the fact that the schools that are not predominantly Caribbean, you know, it's a mixture, you know, multicultural, and they are so eager to have the program there.
Right.
I think us being able to keep this alive in Montreal, it's just helps, you know, connect it where the origin is from. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that it's from Trinidad and Tobago because they only know Jamaica.
Right, exactly. Yes,
but no, it's from Trinidad and Tobago, the Twin Islands. So just trying to keep that understood. Anytime we do any presentations, anytime we have to speak about it, it's to let it be known where it originated from and where it has taken, like the pan to where the pans has taken, like, you know, went to different parts of the world. But it's just being able to do that, to have that associated with it. So basically
the origins of where it's from. That's important to mention because I think that there's sometimes a misconception of where the pan came from, where it originated from. When it originally is from Trinidad and Tobago, you know? And I've seen things where they're like, oh, it started in Grenada. And I'm like, that's not right. You know what I mean? And I have backgrounds from both. You know, my grandfather's Grenadian, you know? My parents are both from Trinidad. But at the same time, too, I think it's important that we know the history before we give information because sometimes there's misinformation.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So in the spirit of inspiring future generations, what words of wisdom would you share with young musicians who want to follow in your footsteps?
Ooh. Well, just hearing from some of my students, you know, seeing I'm a female.
Yes.
I'm Black.
Yes.
You know, I'm doing this, an instrument, you know, I'm in school to get my education degree, but I love what I'm doing with the pan, teaching this particular instrument, you know? And what they see is, they're like, Miss, you do it with such ease. And I'm like, I'm glad that's what you see, but I'm like, it's a lot of work, you know? So you have to balance. I mean, I have kids now and, you know, so everything is like all over the place at times, but if I can make it look like it's all put together, but I'm still doing what I love. I said, obviously I came across times where I'm like, I'm not sure if this is right for me, if it's going to provide for my family.
Right.
And I just kept going. So I told them, don't give up, keep going. You know, you're not going to always have the yes, you're going to have a no.
Right.
And the same way that you would take the yes, take the no and continue.
Go from there. Yeah. You know, I have to add that you do play with ease. It looks like that. I know you say it's difficult sometimes, but I have to be honest and let you know that we can't see it.
Oh, I appreciate it.
We cannot see it. So I'm just telling you, every time it just looks so effortless and seamless to you.
You know what it is?
Beautiful.
I get nervous every time I play. I've been playing for 32 years.
Wow.
But it's just because I'm like, how would I want them to feel, the people that I'm playing for feel.
Course, yes.
So if they see me and I'm just vibing, sometimes I get lost.
That's
like,
okay.
Oh, wait a minute. But I'm like, I'm glad that that's what is being taken from when I play for people.
Yeah, you do it effortlessly
and
beautifully. No problem. How do you think music can act as a bridge for cultural understanding and inclusivity, especially in a city as diverse as Montreal?
Well, music alone is multicultural. You don't have to speak it. You don't have to understand what you're saying. Listen, I have some Spanish songs on my playlist and I'm singing everywhere, but do I know what they're saying? No, but it's a vibe that you get. Right? I have some compa song. You know, I have things it's a vibe that you get. That's what music brings to everybody.
Exactly.
And it resonates with anybody. So it really depends on the people, the acceptance of everybody and what they want from that. You know, if they want to accept people, you have to accept them for their whole, you know? So that's what I find, what I feel.
I love that.
Yeah.
You briefly spoke about your father a bit.
Yeah.
He was a big influence in your life and on your musical journey as well. What's one piece of advice he gave you that you always carry with you?
You're never too old. You're never too late. It's never too old, never too old.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
So, I mean, I've been doing the pan for my whole life. I've been teaching for 19 years in the schools, but I didn't have my teaching degree. Okay. And all the time my dad would say, it's never too late. It's never too late. Just go back. It's never too late. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, but I have kids. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then COVID happened. Oh. And where COVID is now, I'm contracted and everything. So I was just like, what am I doing now? And I was like, let me go back.
Nice.
So I started my journey. I'm doing it slowly because juggling everything, you know what I mean? Even some of my teachers, my principals at the school, they're like, Fatima, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just, every day, it's just go. So I always take my dad, what his words, it's never give up, it's never too late. Mm-hmm. So, and, I know I could have been finished like a few years ago, but, everything happens for when it has to happen.
Exactly.
I'm a high believer of that. So
same thing. Yeah.
So I'm taking my time.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I'm gonna coast. I'm going on it, man.
You're gonna get it when you get it. And I think we have to understand too, because we're in the arts, we're in the entertainment, nothing happens before it's time.
Exactly.
And if it does happen before it's time, sometimes I feel if we rush it, it's not the same
it's not
genuine, passionate outcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how we want it. Nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah.
But it is suited to what you love, you know? And I think that when we push things a little bit too much, it can be like, it can look, like it was pushed. It can look rushed,
Of course.
And that's not what we want with our art for sure.
No, for sure.
So yeah, I think you're going to do it. And I know you, I know you well enough that, you're going to do it. So my next question is, if you could collaborate with any musician, living or past, to bring steelpan to new heights, who would it be and why?
Oh, man. Well, I would say more living now because, you can't.
Of course.
But
yes.
I love, the greats, Stevie Wonder.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I'm actually teaching a song to some of my students, Sign, Steal, and Deliver.
Oh, I love.
And it's just, the vibe again. It's just to pick his brain, to see how, and, for a person in how he grew up and, being blind and so on. It's to be able to do what he does.
Of course.
For me, I'm like, oh, so what am I doing? It's just, I have capability of seeing, hearing and everything like that. And for him to do that and compose songs, and I said, that would be a person
Stevie
I would
Wonder.
like to.
Of course.
Just even play a note for him. You're like, dang, I played for Stevie Wonder.
Right? That's a big deal. And I believe you're going to get there. Oh, man. Do you have a specific routine that you do before you teach and something that grounds you each time, even when you step on stage?
I say a prayer.
Yes.
Because you don't know, anything could happen, you know what I mean? And I get nervous all the time, as I said, but I say a prayer and I just said, okay, what will be, will be. And I just go and I just start, again, it's a vibe that I have to feel it, you know what I mean? So, I feel it all the time. So all my performances are legit, but it's, I say the prayer. Of course, yeah.
You have to. What's one of the biggest dreams for steelpan in the community of Montreal and for Canada as a whole?
I'm going to repeat what my father said. He wants to bring, and we want to bring the steelpan as accredited program in the schools, just like the music courses that they have, the arts class, because people don't understand how melodic it is. Yes, people say it's a percussion because of how it was created, but it's a melodic instrument.
Of course.
It has all the scales. You can do everything on that pan that you can do on a piano. You know what I mean? And to bring it into the schools, even though we're in the schools right now, but as accredited program.
I love that.
And if it's something where it's cultural, you know what I mean? Because it's not the original sax. I play sax as well.
Okay.
It's not your sax, it's not your clarinet, you know what I mean? But it's to see, even when I get new students, and they're like, Miss, I'm interested. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, let's go, So I try to give them the understanding of the instrument and so on. But to have it as accredited program.
I love that.
I was like, I'm marking you.
I love that.
On your scales.
I love that. When you're teaching though, do you actually explain to them where it's come from, how it evolved?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I want them to
well?
understand that they're not just playing an instrument, you know, like why this was created and why like we have it in the school and what do people see it as a need? You know what I mean? I'm like, look in the class alone. You have blacks, you have whites, you have Chinese, Japanese, you know, Indians. To what they all do, even though if they don't really communicate on a regular basis, this class is like their own group. You know what I mean?
Like that,
so
yes.
it's nice. It's a nice feeling and it's nice to see. Yeah,
of course. And I know you said the saxophone, but if you could play another instrument beyond the saxophone and the steel pan, what would that be?
Oh, I bought myself an electric guitar.
Ooh.
So I'm very. Like I play the drums, you know?
Yes.
I play the steel pan, I play the drums, I play the sax. I have my flute as well.
Ooh,
so
wonderful.
I'm you know, but one thing I wanted to do as well was I've been taking vocal lessons too. It's coming out there where now I'm going to be doing performances eventually with vocals as well. So not just playing the pan, but they're going to hear vocals, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Are we going to have some original Fatima Wilson music?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I'm on everything is in the process, you know?
I love that.
But
I love that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's big. That's really big. I love that.
Yeah.
And lastly, describe your dream performance setting. Where would it be? Who's the audience? And what's the atmosphere like?
Oh man. My dream. Oh boy. I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I think I'll be too nervous to play for a big audience like that. I don't know. I don't know. Somewhere that is just like a calm, you know, just so that everybody. I mean, I'm gonna play my calypso and soca and everything like that. But it's I don't know. Oh my God. A setting like this is beautiful.
Right, yes.
But maybe like in a hotter place.
Right, of course. A hotter place would be great. Who would be your audience at that moment?
I don't know. Everybody that wants to show up.
Okay.
Adele has to be there.
Adele has to see. That's
Stevie
it. That's
Wonder has to be there.
There you go. Mention the greats. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Miss Trish has to be there.
Miss Trish has to be there.
I mean, you know,
Overture with the Arts have to be there.
Exactly. Everybody from the Beyond February podcast that we've been doing has to be there. Right. So
Front
things like that.
row center.
And in a hot
families.
place. Right. And our families, of course.
Yeah. Not with a fan blowing. No.
Yeah. Fine. We'll have the fan. So Fatima, tell us what is next for you.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm thankful with I'm in the schools teaching the program. I'm going to be traveling internationally.
Yay!
So
that's awesome.
It's a nice vibe. It's where, you know, I never thought that I would be where I am. Like I know that I would be teaching, but I wasn't always in front, you know, with my family band, I would be playing the bass. I would be playing alto, tenor, just, you know, back up. So the moment that I decided to be like, I'm going to take the lead now, that all changed for me now. So, you know, and I'm very thankful that people are like, oh, you were referred to, you were, you know, and I was like, well, thank you, know,
that's the best
so
way.
Yeah. So I'm very thankful for where I'm at, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're thankful for you, Fatima.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being a part of the Beyond February podcast. Until the next one.